The spirit warrior is more than just a sword and shield for those of the New Age who are not as readily called to action. We must also be mindful to refine ourselves along the way. We must not allow the calling of the spiritual to overshadow the role of the warrior. But we must be careful to not allow the warrior calling to crush the growth of the spirit. In this installment of the ongoing Warrior Lessons series, we look towards those warrior groups who removed themselves from the wider world to dive deeper into the spiritual realms of the way. We are going to be looking at the wisdom of 3 groups from history that still exist today: the Shaolin, the Wudang, and the Yamabushi. Each of these groups exist uniquely of one another, but had grown into very similar methodologies. We begin with the group seen as the father of all Asian martial arts, the Shaolin. These warrior monks are known for their great martial prowess and their dedication to inner peace and enlightenment through rigorous training and meditation. They hold to a code of martial virtues that echo the 7 principles of Bushido, focusing on humility, respect, righteousness, trust, and loyalty. They strive for harmony in their training, balancing their external kung fu training with the development of their connection to the universal force through meditation and energy work practices known as Qigong. They train themselves to be mindful of every movement in training, letting it become a dynamic meditation, sharpening their awareness and presence in their daily lives. These warrior monks often practice a very strict form of simplicity in their lives, stripping away unnecessary distractions. This allows them the focus to not aim to surpass or defeat others, but to break through their personal limitations, embracing discomfort as one of the roads to becoming more aligned with the flow of the universal force. The Shaolin treat their training with just as much respect as they do any other part of their lives. There is a saying, "Demon hand, Buddha heart." This acts as a reminder that the hand that can do harm is the same as the hand that helps. This is very similar to samurai teachings on the life-giving and death-dealing swords that we will go into later in the series. From the Shaolin Temple, we move to Wudang. The Wudang Temple is the birthplace of many internal martial practices, such as Tai Chi. The Wudang teach the Tao and its principles of harmonious balance through the study of yin and yang, as well as learning to flow with the natural rhythms of the way. They combine the practice of martial arts, meditation, and their own style of Qigong to cultivate a healthy body, a focused, stilled mind, and a strong spirit. Their teachings on harmony and balance are more detailed than mere concept. They teach about the opposing forces of nature and how they interact with one another. Because of this, they focus on the principles of soft, overcoming hard, and learning to reach stillness in motion. These same points can be found in the previous lesson on the 5 mind states. There is also a strong focus on balancing the organs and meridians through the training of Tai Chi, Qigong, and herbal medicine. The Wudang focus on following what they call the way of nature, a concept that comes from the principle of Wu Wei, of effortless action. This brings us back to Japan, to the mountain monks known as the Yamabushi. These warrior monks test their mettle not through intense martial arts training, but through grueling physical tests. They teach a philosophy of accepting all things as they are, including challenges, so as to move beyond them. They train in the mountains for the isolation, finding that nature is their greatest teacher, and sacred spaces in which the divine make their home. This isolation also feeds their reliance on feelings and intuition over the chaos that can be rational thought. They also train their own self-reliance through more extreme practices, such as long fasting, trekking through the mountains, and meditating under waterfalls for extended periods of time. These practices are meant to bring together the ideas of life and death, seeing the truth that they are the same. This helps to breed a fearlessness in living their lives, and a deep generosity in helping others in their daily lives. These three groups all have some minor connections to one another throughout history, but have developed on their own, separate from the others. Interesting, then, that they would share so many similarities in their views on their spiritual practice and how that should manifest in the world. It is easy to see how they each play an important role in the training and development of the spirit warrior, and how the new aura will look as it comes more and more into being. Like and share this video if the words ring true in your soul, and subscribe to the channel to continue on the way of the spirit warrior. Trust the flow of the universal force, and it will never lead you astray.